guys? Welcome to part 2 of WordPress installing a plugin, and today we're going to just do we're going to go and cover some issues that we ran into in part 1 and fix that, and then I'm going to elaborate a little bit more on how Beaver Builder works, which is the plugin we're working with right now. So right now I'm going to just dive right back in. Remember, if you like what you see, give me a like, or if you want, go ahead and subscribe if you want to keep seeing more. This is going to be a small segment. We're going to do it in little bite-sized chunks, and then those are going to last probably about 5 to 10 minutes, and then we're going to go ahead and we're going to take a deep dive every now and then, and those are going to last closer to an hour. So let's dive in, and over here you're going to see our home screen. And one thing I didn't like is, like, to me there's a lot of white going on. I didn't really personally like that, so I wanted to change that up. If you notice on the top right screen, you're going to see a customize. We'll go ahead and click on that, and this is going to allow us to do a lot of things. And what they tried to capture here with customize is showing you in real time what your changes are going to look like. You're going to get a quick preview, and then if you do like them at the end, you click publish and it's done. Okay, now it's loaded up. It's sort of like a live view as we make changes. First thing I'm going to go to here, and just so you guys know, I'm going to reiterate that the theme that's active right now that we're seeing is 2017. It's common, it's sort of a boilerplate WordPress theme. We're starting with this. If we didn't like this, and you guys feel free to explore, we can go in and we can actually just change it right from here. You got two selections. You got installed themes, so you see a couple that I was playing with, and then we have WordPress.org theme. So here you got like a bonanza of themes. Now some of them you're gonna get free, some of them are they have a free and then a paid version, but you see how I'm scrolling through. Really cool stuff. You can check it out, you can play around with it. Each theme is sort of its own little beast. The features, the functions are sort of, you know, in other areas. If you want to play around with a new theme, you know, and you really like it, get to know it, okay? And yeah, just play with it a little bit. But this is where you would go. If you wanted to preview it, I would select install preview. Short and sweet, but then definitely got a lot more options. You see how the customize fields changed. A lot of stuff going on here. Okay, so I'm gonna go back to the one we were on, which was 2017. And once this loads, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna change our theme. It's our color. I want to change it to dark, and this is the dark color scheme. And then I'm gonna go to theme options. The reason everything was shoved over on the right was because the page layout was set to 2 columns. So if I select one, now everything snapped over here and seems a little more symmetrical. One little funky thing, I think it's funky, for 2017 is front page section content. So here it's sort of like just it snaps in. They have these placeholders here, and then it lets you edit. So, you know, section 1 is right here, section 2, 3, 4, and you select what you want in that placeholder here. So you could technically create another page and it would pop up here, get it the way you want it, and then you would just literally just hit this and it snap right in here. For this demonstration, we're not going to do it right now. We're just going to focus on just getting these sort of just symmetrical, playing with the scheme a little bit, and then I'm going to go dive back into Beaver Builder a little bit more, because all we do have right now is just a picture. We have a little video that we embedded, and then one little cheesy title. I'm going to change that. So once we got everything the way we wanted, what I went up here and did is I hit publish. Once it's published, you can close out, and that's going to take you back to, you know, homepage and what it looks like. I'm going to go ahead and click on Beaver Builder again because I want to add some more things. It's looking a little empty here. So what I'm doing right now is I'm copying over from my website at www.technowguy.com. If you guys want to get started with your own website, get everything set up the way we got it with your own domain, go head on over to www.technowguy.com. I'm going to leave some links in the show notes. It's real quick, it's simple and easy. You don't have to even try to think about it at all. You just pick your plan. There's 3 different plans. There's Express Lite, Express Deluxe, and there's Express Ultimate. And you pick your domain name and you click and you go. And within probably not even an hour, you have all the stuff you need to dive right in. So go over there and check us out. Alright, so I'm just going to do some copying and pasting off of TechNowGuy. This is right from our blog, and I'm just going to copy, and then what I want to do is I want to add some more text, and I'm going to do it right here. Now this is sort of how I'm modifying this section here, and then it snaps open this window. What you can do is you can sort of spread this out a little bit so you actually got some working space. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and paste what I have in here. That way we got some content. Okay, now but in here you can do a lot of different things, like you can do obviously all your formatting. If you wanted to do some interlinking, which is really good, search engines love it, is where, you know, I can take, for instance, I can say doing labor, and I can click on a hyperlink, and it's going to take that word and embed a hyperlink underneath it. So if I wanted, I can click on this, put my URL that I want this word to go to, and hit apply, and now it's a link. If I click on this, it will take me to the link that I have inserted. Those are cool. Search engines like it. You do some interlinking, like say there's some additional features or something you're talking about that's related to another post that you put in here. You can do that. You can refer to it here, you know, and then point to it with a hyperlink, and it'll keep the readers engaged. Not only that, it'll also increase your search engine rankings. Okay, so yeah, I added some content. I like what I see so far, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to click on save. Right, and here you go. So now it's added. We got a little bit of hyperlinking. If I click on this, okay, I can come back in and do some additional styling. So I can change the color of this if I wanted. This would be the color of the text. You see how it's turning here. I'll close this a little bit. Neon green text for some reason. If you want neon green text, this is how you would play with all that. I'm gonna close this. Yeah, just keep this normal. You got font styles you can change around here. Your styles, spacing. You can do a drop shadow if you wanted to. Also, you can play around with the container. So if you see sort of how this is set up, like if I hover over this whole column right here, you can play with this. So if I click on this wrench right here and I click on advanced, I can do some additional things like add in animation, and then I can do like I want it to fade to the right, and this will snap in like that, or it'll animate as soon as this page loads. It can come flying in from the left. You can do all types of stuff. Zoom in. It's cool. It's a nice little feature if it's done tastefully. Remember, sometimes less is more. But anyways, you get the point. All right, and then yeah, there's also some HTML elements you can also paste out or parse out here. Don't want to really get into too much of that because these are sort of advanced things you would do. Padding. So if you wanted to sort of adjust it from the top, give it a little bit of space, move it down a little, this is how you would do that. If you think it's too much on the right, you can sort of squish it, you know, adjust the columns like this. Okay, and then yeah, use style and color, we covered that. Okay, so I'm gonna save it. I like the way it's looking, and then you can keep adding elements in here. So if I wanted to do, let's see, I can go into WordPress widgets, and I can add a calendar if I wanted. And we'll say test calendar, Okay. And then we got the advanced tab. Again, you can change your margins around to get it just right. Now you got different, breakpoints. You have the display. When does this display? So maybe you might want it to only show up, and then maybe it's an events calendar and only members, privileged members can see it. So if somebody's registered, given their information and is part of your little community, then they can see the events calendar. If they're just from the public, no. It's a good way to entice people to start registering at your site and build an email list. It has lots of benefits to it, which we'll cover in another episode. And then again, here's your animation. We can have this thing bounce in, do all different types of things. So there we go. Now you have it. We have added a picture. We have added some content. We have added a video from part 1, and we've also added a calendar. Okay, so I'm thinking it's starting to look like it's coming to life a little bit here. I'm gonna say I'm done, and then it's gonna ask me what I want to do with these changes, and I'm gonna say let's publish it. So I'm gonna wait for a second, let this thing take hold, and what happened to my page? What's going on here? Houston, we have a problem. What's happening? Okay, there we go. So this page load, I refreshed it. Sometimes, and I'm glad we run into problems. First off, it shows that, hey, we all make mistakes. Things happen. The code changes all the time. But if you are consistent or you're persistent about it, persistency is how you get something. Consistency is how you keep it. And it's these types of things sometimes. So what happened is I hit refresh, everything reloaded, and then all of a sudden now everything's working. So you can either hit refresh up here, reload the page, and once it reloads, you can see all the animation, everything sort of come to life on the page from the options we selected. Alright guys, that's it for this episode. If you like what you see, give me a like, or please feel free to subscribe if you want to get notified every time we add a new little tidbit here at Techno Guy. But until then, we'll see you later. Peace.